everybody, Pam Meyer here, and as promised from last month, I went to Las Vegas to the home furnishings market and saw all kinds of really interesting things for my clients. If you could imagine this, there are 3 giant buildings. They are 16 stories high, and there's about 100 showrooms on every single floor. So just about anything your little heart desires, it's on one of those showrooms or in one of those showrooms. So one of the fun things I saw were the wall accessories, and they had just everything under the sun. It was really fun to explore that. One of them was a picture that had just thousands of colored beetles in a collage, if you can imagine that. I saw a mirror that had paint cans all around it. It was very, kind of eclectic and arty looking. I saw flying carousel horses, if you can imagine that. Every little girl loves horses. Or I saw a giant rhinoceros head, which is very interesting and a little disturbing at the same time. And one of the other things that really struck me was and they had it in gold and silver, and it was a tree branch that just wove up your wall, and then they had light fixtures every so often and plants coming out of it. So it sort of looked like a jungle wall. It was really good looking and very artful and kind of unusual. So pretty much anything you can think of and try to think outside the box, it can happen on your wall. Next, I saw a lot of really interesting chair design, and not only was it really artistic looking, but it was actually comfortable. All the ones that were really unusual I sat in just to try them out and to be able to show my customers that yes, they are comfortable. But they also used, as you'll see in some of the pictures, very interesting techniques with fabric. So, whatever your styling is, I think there's a chair for you. The colors this year were very similar to what I saw last summer. They were the bright oranges, the lime greens, the spa blue, and also that dark blue. I didn't see much at all, surprisingly enough, of the colors of the year, which are the rose quartz and the serenity blue that I told you about last month. But at one of the showrooms, Christopher Guy in particular, I did see this phenomenal headboard that was made out of pebbles that looked like padded silk. And so that was really the only soft pink that I saw in the whole market, which was surprising. But it just means that there's a huge array of different colors that you can use. And if you did pick up on the colors from last year, they're still good. There was a huge array of area rugs. Everything from the whimsical, we saw rugs that were shaped like surfboards, which were really fun for kids' rooms. We saw a lot of rugs that were inspired by the ocean with coral and driftwood and big starfish that were really interesting, again in the spa blue colors. Then we, of course, saw all the regular rugs, but more contemporary influence this year. And the other thing that was really different, Surya had rugs that were rag rugs, but they looked like splotches of color kind of woven together. It was very, very different, as you'll see in the pictures. So again, whatever your style is, there's definitely going to be a rug out there for you. Lighting definitely ran the full gamut this year too. We saw a beautiful chandelier that was crystal rings that looked like big giant wedding rings that were suspended from wires over a dining room table. Very big splashy statement. We saw lighted fish that were on suspended wires that looked like a sea of little minnows going by. It was really fun. And we saw giant globes, a lot of crystal. Crystal was everywhere. And as one of the pictures will show you, we even saw the extreme in lampshades with the little tiny lamps and then the great big stove hat type lampshades, which I don't know that I loved, but it was interesting to look at. So, and really nice outdoor lighting as well. So the lighting industry is really creating a nice creative niche for themselves, and that same old light that you've seen in Home Depot for years, everybody's upping their game. And so think outside the box when you're thinking about lighting, because there is a lot to choose from. So last but not least, when you're in Vegas, what do you think of first? And that's fun. So there was all kinds of fun showrooms. One of them was a sign showroom. And as you see in the picture here, I'm pointing to the one I sent to my husband when I got a little mushy that was sort of a pre-Valentine present that said, "I love us." And so you could be creative with signs, or you can get a giant chess set and put it on your coffee table and have fun with your guests playing chess with giant pieces that are the size of a giant wine glass. Or you can even buy these wonderful glass balls and put them in a big cylinder and change up your look according to the season. So there's millions of different ways to accessorize. Again, it's pretty much whatever your imagination can come up with. I'm sure we can find it in Las Vegas. And even the ceiling in the Bellagio, if you've never been there, is covered in these beautiful glass discs. And so that's even fun. So every part of this was a really fun trip, and I'm happy to find all these things for my clients so that they can know what's on trend and what's hot for 2016.